Welcome back to the show. We were discussing celebrities and sports people who during their time of the month may go through various emotions. There was a tennis player, I don't know if you heard of it, who and I think this was quite shocking. She said she lost the match because she wasn't feeling herself because it was her time of the month, and people were quite shocked with that. Well, how could you mention that? Why would you use that as an excuse? And some women felt like, you know, you've taken
unfair, because it's not an excuse, it's actually a fact.
It's a reality.
Your body physically is affected by it. Your hormones, your attitude, the way, you know, you get irritable, you're low in energy, low in blood. It's like, it's really affects the woman, and no one, you know, and because we don't talk about it, we're not allowed somehow, you know, in a way we're not allowed to talk about it. We can't deal with it, and women have to suffer in silence because of it, and they get blamed for it. Like, even, you know, most divorces happen when, you know, the woman isn't at the time of the month, because
I haven't done the survey, but
most divorces happen then. Why? Well, the woman is you know, she's angry, she's irritable, the guy doesn't understand it, and he will never understand, even if he knows why. He can't understand it. He will always say, well, I'm sure you can control it. I'm sure you can control yourself. If I can control my anger, you can control your anger too.
It all stems from education, doesn't it? Men need to be educated and, you know, made to understand that this can be a problem, and women do behave. I definitely behave extremely differently. You know, women do behave differently. Very emotional.
We need care. We need love. We need extra understanding.
I'm feeling a bit concerned now, because now we look like, oh, poor us. You know, but here we are trying to say move forward.
It's just a fact of life.
I'm sorry, I don't. You know,
but men have their moods as well.
Exactly.
You know, just like we as women do. Except we
it's
are by
monthly
absolutely.
In the corporate world, we can just say sorry. Just not with it today because it's my special time. Can everyone give me a group hug or something?
Why not?
It's not really like what we.
I have been offered chocolate and things like that, so you know, it does happen.
And it helps.
It's a reality. It's a reality. It's something that has to be.
No, for me, it
why are
feels
you
like,
denying it?
because I can function without this thing. I'm a woman, I can do lots of things.
Yes, we can.
Maybe that's yourself. Some women
aren't
like that.
We tend to do that.
People cope with it differently.
Absolutely.
But for some people, I don't know, maybe they need to say, look, hang on a minute, I'm having a crazy day
but,
today. Can we
but you know what,
sometimes
as well.
That's not really going to work for me.
It's not for you, maybe. Not for you, not for other people. But I think what you're saying is that, you know, it's a reality and people have to be, you know, let's
realistic.
Let's be
Realistic.
about it.
And by the way, as a woman, generally we have that attitude, like that Ruby says, you know, I can deal with it. I'm strong enough to deal with it. Exactly. We deal with a lot of things, you know, single moms, they can work, they can look after their homes and their children,
not challenging.
because we can deal with it.
We
can deal with challenges. You're a strong person, you can deal with it. Most women do that.
Like
but then why should we? Why should we really put all that pressure?
We're all
Why should
asking for, you know, we want to be equal to everybody. I'm talking about in the workplace. I'm not talking about Islamically. In the workplace, we want to be treated on our own merit, but hold on a minute, I'm feeling a bit fragile.
But we're not the same.
But we are not the same. I think that's what we get confused with, and that's the thing with feminism. We say we want the same as men, but hang on a minute, we are not the same as men.
That's a fact.
We are completely different. We go through different phases. Exactly. We go through different phases at different points in our life. And I think that what we sort of get, it is this attitude of, oh, hang on a minute, I'm supposed to do everything. I'm supposed to go out to work, I'm supposed to have the kids, I'm supposed to look after him, blah, 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 do all my voluntary work and that sort of thing. And we have this really hard attitude on ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's like, hang on a minute.
I mean, back home in Pakistan, I see my cousins who actually, you know, are in bed for 2 days and being pampered and hot cups of tea being offered to them and all sorts, whereas we're still having to go out and work.
Get on the train and do the daily
It's not easy. I think
and still smile and still
we're working in the rice field in wherever it is where they grow rice, and we're in China, wherever. It's not like we're in the rice field and we're really struggling. I mean, we have access to facilities. We have ibuprofen that we can take.
It's not
like
about
that.
The pain. It's not about the
pain.
pain.
It's the emotional changes that
it's
you
the
go
hormones.
through. Also the time before.
But now you're making us look like really fragile. Like we're saying to them, you know, don't treat us
Hold on a minute. We're not. Listen, women have babies. If there's anyone that's got strength, it's a woman over a man. I'm sorry, but we are not fragile. We are made differently, and there is nothing wrong with acknowledging that.
And equality is relative to our needs. You know, we want equality, of course we do, but we're not saying, like you just said it. Yeah. It's we're made different.
Why
we're physically
different to compete with men on that level of it's okay for you to go and physically be stronger, but I will be just as strong as you physically, and when it's not possible.
No, it has to be relative to our needs and our capabilities. Yeah,
exactly.
Interesting, but let's take it back to an Islamic perspective. Why is it such a taboo, even amongst the ladies section? It's like, you walk in.
I think it's taboo full stop, whether you're in a Muslim community or not.
Why it's so natural?
I actually don't think it is anymore.
I don't think it is that.
I think now we've discussed it so much more than ever before. Yeah. My mum wasn't even the one who told me about it. It was my older sister who did. So if you look at it from like the elder generation point of view, maybe they weren't that comfortable discussing it. But the new generation, I mean, it's a norm now. It's quite an open subject.
I've seen it where, like, you know, the poor girl wants to say something to you, and it's like, what's wrong? Are you ill? Are you going to have an epileptic fit? What's wrong with you? And she's like, and you're like, what is oh, you're too shy. Well done for being shy and modest and not mentioning that you might be going through something today. It's like,
but it's an attitude, and the thing is,
it is an attitude.
The thing is, it's that attitude only changes when that person is exposed to a different attitude.
So you're telling me, so when the advert comes on TV, we've all seen it.
We should all get up. We should start jumping,
all get up and say, "Yay!"
We can go bungee jumping.
Yeah, and it's also perhaps we don't like it that people will know that. It is something dirty, okay? It is something that.
So like blowing your nose. Hygienic. Do we run out I've got to blow my nose. I've got to run out.
You don't want to blow your nose in front of everyone. I don't do it.
Well, I do say, excuse me, I need to blow my nose.
Okay, but we do want to be looked at. We do maybe you think maybe you're different.
We're all different. We all have
I think they're two completely different things. I mean, blowing your nose and. Yeah,
it might be, when it's winter and your nose is dribbling and you don't have a tissue, what do you do?
And you don't want to do
That's disgusting.
Use your scarf.
I don't want to talk about it. So do you think that, going back to that athlete, do you think she did us a great job as women to express that, women go through changes, and she was having stomach cramps?
What's wrong with her saying that?
Well, a lot of women said you've really, set us back. Yes, you've let the side down. We've had to fight to,
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what they were saying.
It's not letting the side down at all. That's like saying, we're supposed to be super women and we're supposed to go out with this cape on and do everything all the time. It's a really wrong
attitude to have. Yeah.
It's not. It's actually a dangerous attitude to have.
What about religiously? Because isn't it in some parts of the mosque? There's a saying that, if you can't pray, you can't go in there because you'll contaminate the whole building. And everybody's prayers is going to be nullified. And these poor men have come here to pray. Nullified it. I think... I have heard that. It's like, oh my God, you've got to come through the other door and be in the section where there's no prayer mats because people are praying and the angels are not going to come down.
Is it?
To such an extent, people have actually said that to such an extent.
I've heard that from a couple of scholars actually. It's like, well, I'll just wait at the back so everyone can see me, or the men can see me, and wonder why I'm not going into the mosque, rather than coming in, just sitting down, just so everybody's prayers can be. But even when we go on pilgrimages and stuff.
Oh, really? Same thing?
Well, isn't that? Oh, look at Hajj.
Like Syrian stuff you can't, you're not supposed to touch and things like that.
And even with the Quran, there's I know in the Sunni school of thought where you can't. Well, a certain Sunni school of thought where you can't even touch the Quran. You can't go near the Quran. Whereas other sectors.
It, but obviously touching the Quran itself.
Well, there's other people that say you can open it. Just get a pen and just scroll through the words.
What if it's a Quran app?
And don't say it in Arabic.
What if it's on a mobile? You're touching the screen.
I don't know.
Now we're getting into a grey area now.
Yeah, exactly.
What can we do? But didn't we have the story? I don't know if this is Sahih, like genuine. But I heard it a lot where, the Prophet gave, peace be with him, gave his wife his cloak to sit on while she was going through that time, and that was meant to be very liberating. And look at this, everybody. Let's not treat the Muslim women like certain. Even some Christians are like, you can't go to church, and it's you're bad, you're dirty. And I
same
think,
thing with Judaism. Same
yes,
thing. I think they separate. You cannot.
Exactly.
It's just an impurity. Okay, and I mean, the mosque is, again, that's a grey area. Obviously, touching the Quran, I think that's perfectly understandable. It is considered an impurity, and the Quran is a holy book. It is the book from Allah, and I think is perfectly understandable from that point of view.
Us this way. Surely He's incorporated.
He has, but he's also told us that it's an impurity, though. He has created us this way, and He's told us this time of the month it's a form of impurity. Therefore, stay away from pure things, i.e. the Quran. And things where acts of worship are being taken place.
Should we just, get a pen and flip over the page?
Well, and I remember once I mentioned this to a friend, whatever. She was a non-Muslim friend, and she was offended when I said it's impurity. She was actually offended. She was like, "Why? It's such a beautiful thing. It's something that we should."
But it is an impurity. It is considered impurity. That's a fact. It's in the Quran. That's something that we can't deny.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful as in.
Sorry.
Did you not get that memo?
I really didn't. It's not a beautiful thing.
Well, visually, it's
not
not
at all.
Visually, graphically,
you're getting rid of. It is a form of impurity that you're getting rid of.
No, but
so it's not
also
beautiful.
Symbolises, fertility. It also symbolises you being a woman,
which is fine, which it is. But it isn't.
It's an impurity.
That's it.
It's like a form of waste.
But it's not.
It really is. It is. That's how Allah describes it in the Quran. That's something we can't.
No, it's not the plague. But I mean, it's like what you're saying, Saba. That it's viewed as an impurity. It doesn't make us deficient. I don't understand why we seem to think it makes us deficient.
It's not something we should really be debating or
Some
arguing
people
over.
think that way.
It's a wrong thought to have. If you agree with what Allah has said, it's an impurity. It's an impurity. That's it. Full stop. I don't think there's any ifs and at that point of time, yes, the psychological, emotional, mental changes that take place in a woman, it does have a major impact on us. But I don't think we should really look at it as oh my God, why is it considered an impurity, or why is it? It's just a time of the month, and this is how we deal with it. That's it. And it is an impurity, unfortunately.
So you're saying we should educate men about it then?
Most definitely.
During this time, please don't talk to me, something like that.
Stay out of it. I think if a man is sensitive enough, he'll pick up on the fact that this is, and if he knows you well enough, then he'll know that this is the time of her month, therefore let her be for a while or whatever.
I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like you guys are saying we can't make decisions during this time because we're going to be like
Who said that?
wobbly.
That's
your attitude to it.
You're saying that.
Some women aren't even affected by it so much. Some women are severely affected.
We're saying people should be
my cape,
with your cape on.
We're saying people should
and
be
this
more
whole thing about
caring, should be more
witnesses.
understanding that people should know that what we're going through.
And it's not all women. Some women are fine. Some women it's no different.
It's
but
just
some
different
women are
levels.
different.
Some people are just simply pain in the tummy, and then ibuprofen would do. But for some, it's not.
So going back to this this lady, Kiran Ghandi. So she's done a great job. No,
not at all.
I
think she's.
I admire her. The
activism
agenda behind it. I admire that agenda, what she's trying to do. Do I want to see the photos?
No.
I think it's quite horrific. I think it's really off-putting seeing that image there, in all honesty.
And maybe she's drawing light on it, because I was quite shocked to learn that for female hygiene products and also grooming products, we're actually taxed on that. And this is something that females need. It's not like, let me buy a hairband because I want to have my hair on this side of that. It's a necessity. But for male products like razors, etc., they're not taxed on it. And and also other products.
Maybe they're taxed. They're not taxed.
We pay tax.
We pay tax on
but men don't.
But men don't on, say, shaving
cream,
razors,
etc.
Neither have I.
No,
but
if you
awful.
Yes,
we should go another marathon. We should
maybe
not. That's okay. I just
do
feel
some
like
placards. Not up for the run. Thank you.
I'll just send an email. Thank you. Running. No. But I think again that shows something.
It does show something.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if one of the reasons, and I could be completely wrong, I'm wondering if one of the reasons we're taxed on them is because of the disposal of them.
But men have it, even the disposable ones.
I don't
and
know.
their
I'm
ones
sure
are better.
Razors.
I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some.
Oh, that's such an
But
excuse.
also this product, because it's a natural thing. Maybe it should be free because there's other products that men use that you can purchase for free.
Okay, now that is a point well worth highlighting, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas in these countries, they have to make their own hygiene products, which is ridiculous because you're not going to have access to that material because it costs money. Whereas with men, the government gives them certain products for free because they, have an agenda like family planning. But something so natural for a woman, we don't have that. I mean, even in schools, I don't know about yours, we had to pay for the machine or bring it in ourselves. But for the other stuff, we could just go and say, could we have a bag, please? Or see the nurse. So, we still don't have equality with.
So is that our next campaign?
Yes.
What? Free things for us?
It should be, yeah.
I think it should be a free campaign. A campaign we should do to have free products, especially in third world countries, etc. And I think there should be a campaign for women to be accepting that this happens. And I just don't want to see the young girls walking around, not talking because they're too pious.
There's no shame in it. There really shouldn't be.
It's a natural part of life.
And also if you think about it, with women's issues in Islam anyway, you're often going to a male scholar to find out rulings on these issues. So,
but even going to a female, they're just so rigid. I personally think that it's good that we're having this discussion. It brings awareness and education, and that's what we're here to do most of the time. And I think she did do a good job, but I do think it's uncomfortable, and I didn't want to go into work and have everybody discuss it, and then it's like, well, what do you think about it? I'm like, I just want to do my job. I don't really want to discuss what I think about it. And, was it uncomfortable? I don't know. I'm not her, so I don't really know how she was feeling on the day. But
to look at it, it was very uncomfortable. I mean, it's just looking at it it's not very nice. It's an awful sight, I think.
I think it was very brave for her to go to her dad and give her
very brave.
Yes.
I think it was very brave. And the fact that she had her dad and people, I think there was 3 of them that run together. I think I read, and they stayed with each other. Like it was a real sort
support.
of sisterhood sort of feeling going on. And, it was shocking to see, but hey, if people are talking about it more, people are becoming more aware of it.
Yeah.
She's done what she wanted to do.
It's worked.
It's worked. It's worked. Shocking, albeit, to see it like that, but it's kind of worked.
Whether it's right or wrong way to do it, but it worked.
But, I think with our society anyway, like with media and things like that, it's changing. I mean, you can watch some daytime sort of morning programs, and they will do a live,
really out there things.
And
it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning. You haven't even got your toast ready.
That's what I mean. And they're doing an exam live on TV. I mean, you're not necessarily seeing that, but you can see that it's going on.
What's happening.
So we're definitely becoming more aware of things. Health is
desensitized, maybe.
Yeah, I think desensitized. Yeah. Again, doing these things in an educated manner. Surely, do we have to go to such an extent to prove a point?
Well, it seems to be that we are having
it's quite frightening that we have to go to such an extent to prove a point.
Well, let's look at it. I think the people that she was trying to highlight was India, I think, where it's such a taboo that you can't even.
It really is.
It's such a taboo. So maybe she was, and let's face it, we have the taboo ourselves, slightly, different variations. So if they can't mention that it's they're going through that time, how are they going to try and get those products that they need?
It's not even about mentioning it, that's luxury for them. Mentioning it, that's for us. But for them, the fact that they don't even have access to it, that is a serious problem. And that's, I think, what she was trying to highlight, which is important.
And that is a really.
And I wonder if anything is being actually done about it now. Is there anything being done about it? Well,
that's it. I haven't seen anything.
Any media coverage on?
I haven't seen the UN
real results
talk about, you know, when there's, you know, aid. Let's send lots of things products,
such as her claim or something. You know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. What I don't know. Is there a has there been a knock-on effect?
I haven't seen any
of the results.
Well, it's a step. It's a step that she took, brave one, and you know. It's only positive.
I think people will forget it, to be honest. I think it was so out there that was like, for 1 minute, and then, you know, 2 weeks later, nobody's going to.
Or maybe just it started.
I think if you have taken a step like that, I think the fair thing to do is at least show the results if there is anything, you know, because you've come out with a bold thing, you've shocked quite a lot of people, there have been expectations. I think surely there should be some kind of follow-up.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You sort of, you know, it would have been nice to say this is what they've done. Here is a link if you'd like to donate money. This is a campaign. This money goes, or here are the organisations that are campaigning for sanitary. But I mean, maybe there was. I didn't see it myself. But
and it's interesting because when the Red Cross was doing this drive about try and get a shoebox and collect as much as you can, a towel, deodorant, a bar of soap, something cheap. My son was doing this in his school, so people can keep up with their hygiene, etc. But it didn't mention to provide those things because there are some females that probably are homeless as well, and like anybody else. It was just a bar of soap, deodorant, a towel, and a little toothpaste and a toothbrush actually. And if you had some old shoes, fine. But what if you were a female? You know, you have needs as well. So even I think in disaster, when there's a disaster, there's always people are saying, well, you've given us the food, you've given us the water, but what about other things? Because women are, you know,
it's very important,
very important.
So I think we've raised awareness there, ladies. I think we'll wrap it up. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I hope this does promote some kind of conversation in your own household about this issue. I look forward to seeing you next time. Assalamu alaikum.
If you have been affected by any of the issues raised in Ladies First, then the following organisations may be able to provide help and advice.